we got to brace ourselves for a conversation about a task force in California. They are recommending slavery reparations for Black Californians. Now, this task force, it's a 9-member task force called Reparations Task Force. It was, of course, formed by goofy Gavin Newsom, who very well might be the Democrat nominee for president in 2024. He's who I think is going to be the Democrat nominee. It's not going to be Joe Biden. Joe Biden, we're lucky he hadn't fallen down the steps and defecating. I mean, did you see video of him walking around at the state dinner? I mean, this guy, he is not a youthful 80, okay? Be wheeling him around any day now. So it's going to be Gavin Newsom. One focus of the California task force has been housing discrimination. So somehow there are millions of Californians who had housing setbacks between 1933 and 1977, according to the New York Times. Well, California wants to give, are you ready for this? Sit down if you're standing, because you might fall down the steps and poop your pants. Listen to this. $569 billion, billion with a B, to compensate the 2.5 million Black Californians who suffered setbacks from 1933 to 1977. Now, you do the math. You want to know what $569 billion translates to for the 2.5 million Black Californians who would get reparations? They would get $223,000 each. $223,000 apiece. And that, of course, would be paid by the taxpayers of California, who aren't Black. You couldn't pay, you couldn't be taxed for the $569 billion, right? Because you'd be paying yourself. So it has to be only citizens who are non-Black. So if you're white, if you're Hispanic, if you're Asian, whatever ethnicity other than Black, you'll pay hundreds of billions of dollars to 2.5 million Black Californians. I want to ask you I'll start the conversation by asking you this question. They can't keep the lights on in California, but they can pay Black Californians $223,000 apiece? Okay. I just got to turn this over to you here in the ReliefFactor.com studios, 1-800-655-MIKE. I just got to go right to you to get your reaction to this wild story, because I'll guarantee you, they'll do it. I know this is now going, there's more discussions underway. The panel is now considering how the payments should be made. Some of the panel members are suggesting cash, cold hard cash, because, hey, cash is king, or housing grants, or even tuition. The task force has identified 4 other causes for slavery reparations: mass incarceration, unjust property seizures, devaluation of Black businesses, and health care. Listen, I'm almost speechless.